Okay, I guess I'm starting. My name's Grace, and recently I decided to quit my job, start a color theory course, and start the Artist's Way. And I wanted to record my progress with the Artist's Way for a couple different reasons, but I've been unhappy with all of my jobs since coming out of college. And it's mostly just been because I haven't felt connected to the identity. I've always been a very creative person at heart, but I just didn't pursue that as my career when I was going to school. I've just had some recent inspirations that have encouraged me to pursue it a little bit more seriously. And so, yeah, I am planning to take you through my week and kind of share my progress and do my check-ins at the end of every week on camera and kind of talk about how things are going, and we'll see what it's like. I feel like there's been a pretty big creative rut I've been going through for several years. Art is something that I will kind of pick up every once in a while, but I usually get discouraged and kind of get imposter syndrome, even though that's like where I think I belong. And I'm learning that. I mean, I'm 31 and it's taken a while to kind of figure things out. So that's my goal, is to kind of unblock creatively and hopefully make art my career, or at least a bigger part of my identity in my day-to-day life, to feel comfortable calling myself an artist and kind of build community along the way. My plan is to read a chapter of The Artist's Way once a week, every Monday or Sunday. The second part of that is, in the first chapter, she tells you to make a list of imaginary lives, kind of like careers that you wish you had had, or identities. I guess she doesn't say careers. And when I did that, I kind of had this idea that maybe once a week I can also pick one of those imaginary lives and use that as a little bit of a focal point to kind of help me brainstorm and figure out what kind of art I actually want to do. Because a lot of times, I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this, I'll sit down to draw and have everything at my disposal and all the time in the world, but I don't know what to draw. So this week I got Gardener, which it is the middle of February, and it's a little bit hard to pick that one, but mostly, like I said, it's just a subject to focus on. I tried to focus on flowers a little bit this week, which worked out nicely because I had a work in progress on my Clip Studio paint. That's a bunch of foxglove, so I tried to finish that this week, which I am still working on it. It will be done before I post this video, and then I can show it. But I also did some practice in my color theory course with a bouquet of flowers from Valentine's Day. So that's how I made that work. The rest of my plan throughout the week, I'm, working on the color theory course, doing the morning pages, and at some point going on an artist date. And on Saturday, today's Saturday, I'm going to sit down and do the check-in and then edit the video throughout the weekend and post on either Sunday or Monday. So that's my plan, and now I'm going to jump into the check-in. First question is, how many days of the week did you do your morning pages, and how was the experience? I started doing the morning pages before I even started officially doing this course, because I watched some other YouTube videos about other artists' experience. I didn't realize it was supposed to be 3 pages of handwritten stream of consciousness. That was really helpful to learn when I finally got the book myself and sat down and read it for myself. I will say it has put a little bit of strain on my wrist and my thumb joints. So some mornings I type them, other mornings I write them. I go back and forth. And I find advantages to both. So I think that's been really cool. I've always loved journaling, but just have never had a consistent habit of it. The second question for the check-in is, did you do your artist date this week? And I did. Even though I started my period and felt awful that morning, I went out into the world and just went to a small thrift store and bought myself coffee from a local latte place that is not Starbucks, and felt good about that. I got a London fog and it was delicious. So I didn't buy myself coffee. I got a tea. It was really nice. I felt great once I actually got there. It was a little bit of a challenge for me to not feel impatient, like getting stuck in traffic, or, I tried not to let that stress me out too much, because it's like, you're not going to be late. It's a date with yourself. You're both there. But I think that went really well, and I feel happy with my routine and just other things that happened. The third item in the week 1 check-in is, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? And I think this morning I had a good reminder of the challenges that I'm going to face along the way, because I was finishing up my piece from my color theory course this morning. It went super well last night. I was really happy with it. I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to leave this last little chunk for tomorrow morning because I'm getting really tired, and it's going to be quick and easy done. I get into the painting room this morning and everything's wrong. All my values are off. I'm getting super frustrated with the paintbrush because it won't stick on the canvas where I want it to, and I know what it needs to look like, and it won't look like that, and I keep smudging things and messing things up, and I'm getting so frustrated and overstimulated, and I want to quit, and I'm unhappy with how it looks. And I think that feeling is going to be a big challenge for me to manage and get over, and just kind of, I don't know, I need to figure out a better way to be resilient in that sense. I think it's possible, but that is one of the moods or hurdles that I think has really frustrated me and kept me from pursuing art really seriously, because I care so much about the end result and have that little perfectionism gene in me. So it is very difficult to accept mistakes and just move on and let that look that way, and, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that was a good reminder. I guess a reminder to take breaks, to be gentle, to remember you're learning, to allow myself to be a bad artist before I am a good one, because that is the only way to improve. So in general, my week has been really good. It's my first week of not being employed. And while I did have some tiredness in the beginning of the week and had to kind of get past that on Friday as well, I feel really good about how productive I was this week and how dedicated I was to working on my color theory course. And it wasn't a perfect week, but none of them are going to be perfect. I think I did really well for a first week, and for kind of trying to figure all of this out and synthesize multiple projects at once. So I feel pretty pleased with how the first week went. There were a lot of exercises in the first chapter of The Artist's Way that I don't know how much of I will share here, but one of them was the Monster Hall of Fame and the Champion Hall of Fame exercises, which I found really cathartic and helpful. And it was nice to kind of revisit those memories and sort of deconstruct why I have a lot of fears and why I've been creatively blocked. Part of why I wanted to record this and share the process is that I've had a really hard time just sharing anything online recently. I feel weird. I feel like I've kind of censored myself a lot, and that's not really constructive for my overall creative goals to create and share and put things out there. So I think it's important that I put something out there. That, I think, covers the check-in, the way I want to do this. I'm really excited to do more. I really hope that I can keep the momentum to do it all 12 weeks. I don't know that I'll get them all done consecutively, but we'll see. And thank you for watching, for listening. It would be awesome if you left a comment, if you would like to build a little community here, or if you found any of this interesting or helpful. I'm probably going to go check out other people's experience with the Artist's Way soon, once I've kind of had my own chance to delve into it and get comfortable with things. So again, thanks for watching, and see you next week.